Hello everyone, I'm filming this prematurely, so while this will be uploaded on Tuesday, we're filming this late on Monday, right after the last video. So here is the camera woman for the last video who decided to help me out. I thank her very much. This is my brother's wife, Evelyn. Dalton, my brother, was the one you heard from yesterday, and Miss Evelyn is who I am going to be talking with about specifically her help with Dalton's videos and also how her help has been able to go through despite them traveling for a while. For example, if you actually watched Dalton's videos, you would know they moved from Alaska to Texas within last year, so they have some experience moving and how that impacted their lives. So, Evelyn, for example, you're the videographer for Dalton's videos, yeah?
Yes.
So, given how much he films, how do you work around his schedule, especially considering he is fully employed?
Well, I mean, usually it's a quick video here and there, so usually we can crank out 2 or 3 in a couple minutes, and so it's really not that bad. Oh gosh, I'm so nervous.
It's fine, it's fine. Besides, it's not like I'm used to speaking in front of cameras that much. Yeah, it's
But
usually
yeah,
just
it's typically not that bad, especially because, like I said, it takes a couple of minutes, and then he does his own editing and his own, uploading and all that. I just do the filming and help with ideas.
I see. You have 2 animals, yes? Bo the dog and Tito's the cat, right?
Yes.
Have they ever caused any issues when it comes to filming or even just living your life as normal?
Oh no, never. Typically, if they're in the videos, they're the star of the show.
That makes a lot of sense, honestly. Anyways, regarding the travel, for example, so you went from Alaska to Texas and documented your whole way down.
Mm-hmm.
Given you likely had a job in Alaska, did that impact anything at all, like when it came to both filming and planning for when you moved to Texas?
So job-wise, luckily I got to keep my job, so I just use PTO. So it really doesn't interfere with my job when we video or anything like that. Driving, it was a little more complicated just because obviously Dalton was driving, so I, as the passenger for safety reasons, was videoing and everything, and then it just kind of took off from there for me being a videographer.
I see. I assume there was were there any issues actually getting down from Alaska to Texas?
We did have a couple stops. We did have a tire pop in our caravan. One of our people had a tire pop in theirs. Otherwise, it was a pretty smooth trip.
Oh,
A lot of
nice.
bathroom breaks.
I'd imagine. How did you actually solve the tire popping, if I may ask?
My dad had a tire kit. Was able to fill the hole, I guess, temporarily until they were able to get the tire fixed.
You would plug the hole and then inflate the tire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's a good thing for tire popping is a tire kit. Can you
Yes.
buy those online or are they too
Oh yeah,
expensive?
I mean you can go to like Walmart. I'm sure they probably have them, or
Maybe.
AutoZone or something like that.
Okay, seems useful.
Yeah, Amazon.
So regarding the videos and specifically how it relates to your job, have you ever had any issues with alignment? Or do you do your job and then you have free time for the videos?
Pretty much, I just do my job. If I'm on like a lunch break, sometimes if he's home, we'll do videos because obviously he's got a full-time job. So sometimes he's not home on my breaks, but either before work, after work, lunch breaks, we'll pop a quick video or 2, and then he'll go off and edit them.
Okay, Dalton goes to the gym a lot, I know that much. Do you go as well?
So I used to. Ever since we moved, we've had a lot of changes, especially with me working from home now. So I don't go as much as I should go, but I do pop in every now and then.
So you still work out and get healthy?
Yes.
Nice. So, another thing to ask, how has recording impacted your relationship? I know this may sound like a weird question, but are there any pros, any cons worth noting?
It's definitely really weird. It's weird because you're always around the camera, and we don't put up any faces or anything. It's literally just our personalities. But it's kind of weird, just like always having the camera in the background. So, I mean, I don't think it's affected our relationship at all. I mean, there's a couple things where it's like, okay, maybe maybe like stop videoing for a second or two so we can just like enjoy this nice meal. But other than that, I don't think it's really affected us.
So you've established good boundaries and when to keep the camera on and off.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. And back to the videography aspect of it. Are there any things you would recommend to others? Because especially with the eras nowadays, with a lot of people posting stuff on social media, even if it's not as relevant as just, making sure they have time for their own lives, knowing how to make a good video and at least entertain themselves or others could be a valuable skill. So are there any pieces of advice you would recommend?
I always look at placement of the camera. If, obviously Dalton has products that he wants to show. So I always make sure if there's a product, I'm always showing the full product. If it's multiples, we're setting it up so you can see all multiple products and stuff. Lighting is also very good, and just positioning and all that.
Like, for example, the camera being where it is right now.
Exactly, yeah. It's not too far away to where, like, you can't not see us, but it's not too close to where you can see, like, everything.
And it's not showing off too much of the room so that there's too many distractions. Right?
Yeah.
Compounding on one of the things you said regarding the products, for those who don't have them and just want to show something off, what would you recommend? Would it be the same as if, for example, you're shilling an advertised product? Or, for example, if I just want to show off this plant I have, or technically the person who owns this place has, what would I do to show it off? Would it be the same as product placement or different?
I mean, if it's just a prop, kind of have it off to the side. Obviously, you don't want to make it the star of the show if it's not something you want to advertise. If it's just a prop, have it off to the side. But if it's something you definitely want to advertise, like Dalton's pre-workouts, his proteins, all of his shakers, obviously have that front and center.
I see. Would there be any downsides to constantly recording? Because I have my own thoughts on this, which I could probably expand in another video, but would you say there are any downsides yourself to the constant filming of your lives or anything of the sort?
It can be very tiring, and it can get kind of annoying, honestly. But this is just the life that we live, and like I said, we don't put faces up or anything. So if we're obviously not gonna be sad in our videos, but like if we're having a rough day, like we're having a rough day.
That's fair. Like, for example, for those who don't know, this is one of the few times I've actually shown my face. I think I've shown it like twice previously on actual videos, so this is one of the few times I have. So I definitely say it has impacted my life quite a bit, just because usually I actually try to maintain a schedule for my recordings. But for example, I usually am able to keep this out of camera, so it's less of a worry than you guys who I have seen your videos and you do keep your faces pretty clearly seen. And also an adorable cat that loves to get involved.
Yes, he does.
So, anything you would actually like to say just on your own, if I may ask?
Honestly, just have fun with it, And do what makes you happy, be true to yourself, obviously don't put up a face, don't do anything, that goes against your morals or your morale or your ethics or anything like that, be yourself and just have fun with it.
That's a fair canned response.
Yeah.
Well, generic would be more accurate, but still.
I guess, yeah.
One thing I would like to say at least, and this is my personal opinion, so feel free to disagree, but one thing I would suggest is there is some level of a face you do need. It's not necessarily like hiding your personality, but at least don't show the full hand. Like, you don't want to, for example, act exactly the same as, for example, I would acting with my brother or my father, because there are definitely some firm lines you need to establish in the sand.
Yeah, exactly.
And another thing is to always remember to make time for yourself. Specifically, make sure you can get enough rest and do your job, because if that crumbles, everything else will fall.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's about it for what I have for now. So thank you for watching, everyone. Eat. Goodbye. Thank you.